Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining Fred and I on Mind Over Market Monday. We have every Monday at 5, and today, as everybody knows, it is 9/11. And Fred is my friend who is a real estate agent and a veteran. So I thought it was a perfect time to have him on to talk to us about how real estate agents can help veterans and how we can give back. So, Fred, thank you for joining us.
Jennifer, thank you so much. Totally honored to be on here and talking to all of you. For those that don't know me, my name is Fred Wulff. I'm a Remax corridor agent in San Antonio, Texas, also known as Military City, USA, for a reason because there's a bunch of bases here. It's one of the number one places for the military to retire. And as Jennifer said, I am a veteran. I'm a retired 21-year Air Force combat controller. That's on the special ops side. So when I talk about how realtors can help veterans, I come to this from several aspects, as you can imagine. And, one of the things that realtors kind of like to throw up there, kind of like medals on a chest, is our certifications. And certifications are good because they provide you an insight to the knowledge that you really need to build upon. So there's a couple certifications that realtors can get to help veterans, and you guys probably know what they are. I'll mention them just in case you don't. So probably the most popular one and the most common one is from NAR, and it's the Military Relocation Professional, in other words, known as MRP. That is a great certification to get for the layperson, somebody who hasn't served in the military or maybe doesn't have a big military background, because it really does do a very good broad stroke of some of the things that you'll need to
So,
know.
Fred, where would they take that course? Or how they
So MRP, because it's a NAR course, is offered at many of the local real estate schools, at your MLSs, and you can also do it online.
Very good.
Yeah. So another one is called MilRes, Military Residential Specialist. That is another certification similar to the MRP. And I'm an education junkie. I'll take anything just to get that one nugget. And a lot of times these certification courses build upon themselves. Um, and most of these will give you a very brief introduction into the veterans home buying benefit, right? Which is a benefit that they have that many of you guys know about it. Another certification that you can get, and this is done through VA Rep, which I'll talk about in a minute, is the Military Veterans Housing Certification. This one is great to add on to those other ones because it truly does a deep dive into the veteran home loan benefit, where the other ones are kind of basic military and a little bit of the VA loan. This one's a little bit of the military and heavy into the VA loan. So my question.
These classes are to help real estate agents better position the military clients for funding. Is that kind of correct?
Well, that's what I was just going to get into. If real quick, if I could talk about one more class that people
Oh,
can take.
please do. Yes.
It's called Know Your PCS. And when military people move, it's not like a regular move. There's a whole bunch that goes into it, right? And that's where all these certifications kind of start to teach you about those specialties that happen within the military that's different than, say, the guy that works for IBM that's moving from California to Austin, right? Different than going through a relocation company, because there's timelines and things like that go on. So understanding your military client is huge. And that's really, Theodore Roosevelt says, no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
I love
And if you can't talk military speak, if you don't have the empathy in your heart for what a military PCS family is going through, with or without their spouse being there, that's really where it comes into serving your client that military client as a realtor. I'm sure you'll all do a great job being realtors, but you got to take it to that next level and service them as a military professional and have that knowledge to do that.
Yeah, that's right. And so one of the things you sent over, is this where you do, is this a good time? Is this,
Sure. I can talk about that right now. So
I'm not, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure that I listen to you with full intent, but also present the things that you sent to me that you want to present. And so
yeah, if you want to take that down, I'll bring that up in just a minute.
I will, absolutely.
That's a great piece of paper there, which we'll talk about. So the question is, other than your certifications, right? What can you do to help out your knowledge as a realtor and also learn more about that military service member, whether they're veteran or active duty? Number one is get involved in national organizations. An organization that I've been involved in since 2018 is the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, also known as VA-REP. They are a nonprofit, 501(c) and or C3, and they are dedicated to helping the veterans with home ownership, towards their financial security. They also do additional things like help out with affordable veteran housing, suicide prevention, helping those veterans that need help and when I say veterans, I'm also talking active duty, in a wide variety, right? And the piece that Jennifer brought up, if you want to bring that up now, Jennifer.
Sure.
Okay. So being involved in your local level is also important. Our MLS has a military advisory group. We got together and talked about producing a document that explains the benefits of the VA home loan and why it is so good compared to the other loan options that are out there. So we provided all this information, sent it through our MLS legal department, because they don't want to put their name on it unless they've fact checked it and everything. And then we produced this 2-page document that essentially lets other agents know, as well as their clients, why this VA home loan is so good. There's a lot of misconception out there about the VA home loan, and you guys probably saw it during the COVID housing crisis, if that's what we want to call it. People weren't even looking at VA loans because it was cash and stuff like that. But Jennifer will make this available to you guys. I highly recommend.
Yes, I'm going to put everything that Fred's going over. I'm going to put it into the link on all the social media platforms, so you guys can have full access to the forms, the everything that he's telling you.
Yeah. And what I recommend that you do is take a copy to your MLS and say, hey, San Antonio has this document that they ran through their legal department. Is there anything we can do like that? Now, in the state of I know every state's different with their rules, right? In the state of Texas, any document that's presented with an offer is supposed to be presented to the client.
Yeah. That's what
so what I do with this is I have my clients initial it, my buyer clients initial it, and I attach it to my offer going to the sales agent.
You do this form is what you're talking about. You have initialed?
Yeah, I just have them initial this document at the bottom.
Wow.
Right. And I present it forward.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, that's great too, because a lot of times it's the seller doesn't know, right? They don't know what they don't know. And if they get a loan in that a VA loan, if you have an agent on the other side that doesn't understand VA loans, they could steer you away from it. So
right.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And that's one of the big problems we have in our industry is that they, excuse me just 1 minute. I just had something weird happen here. They have a habit of not fully knowing about the VA loan, or have a lot of misconceptions about it. And that's where taking a class like the MVHC that does a deep dive into it really does explain that benefit and how good it is. Um, misconceptions like, well, an appraisal on a VA loan is much harder than an FHA. Well, it's actually not. It's the exact same criteria.
Yeah.
In the old days, it was a little crazy, like you had to have screens on the house. They don't care about that anymore. Is the house safe, secure, and sanitary? The same things that the FHA requires.
Yeah. It's the 3 S's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. So then financially, how can we give back? Because I know that there is a September, you tell me about it. What is it called? The where you could walk and you could.
Okay. So if you go to,
And I can add that. Is that this one? Yes.
that's one of the fundraisers that we have right now. But you see, it's at the top. It says Vet Cares, right? If you go to vetcares.org, O-R-G, it'll bring you to a page with a lot of different programs that this nonprofit can that you can donate to. This particular one is a challenge. September is Suicide Prevention Month. And I am probably going to get a little choked up talking about this. Jennifer knows me. I'm a mush bucket.
Well, you're passionate.
Yeah. Well, veteran suicide is near and dear to my heart. As a combat controller, we're a very small career field, only 400 on active duty. And in a year and a half, I had 5 teammates either attempt or succeeded in taking their own life. So
cold chills.
This number 22 that you guys may have heard about is a number that is a little hard to believe. Approximately 22 active duty military or veterans take their life or attempt to take their life every day. That's about one every 60. That's about one every 65 minutes.
It's horrible.
And a lot of it, these guys need help. That Vet Cares page that I talked about, vetcares.org, they have a camp that they can go to and get counseling. They have all kinds of programs that we can do to help this particular thing. This is what she's showing right now is a fun run for the whole month of September. Can you run, bike, or walk 22 miles?
It's like a half a mile a day or less.
Yeah. Sign up for this. I know people that, they go to the gym and they get on a treadmill and they 3 miles a day, easy, a mile a day, whatever. You can do a simple challenge like this to show your support to those veterans and help give them some needed relief.
Absolutely.
Since we're on this topic, the other thing is, one of the reasons why the number is so high with veterans, we're a very proud group and a very private group. And a lot of the machismo that's in there is they don't want to admit there's a problem. I went through this, and in R4 in 2019, I actually told my story in front of everybody. But there's some numbers. If you have a pen and paper, I want you to write this down. And if you don't, it's real easy. All you have to do is Google VA Veteran Suicide Crisis Line or VA Crisis Line. They can call 988 on their phone and select number 1, and they'll be given to a counselor that can talk to them. The other thing they can do is they can text 838-255. So having these numbers, having this in your phone, if you're talking to a veteran and he confides in you, you can give them this information. But you know what else you can give them? You can give them my name,
Yeah.
my phone number, my email. I'll talk to them because sometimes a vet just needs to talk to a veteran.
So, and I'll put all, if it's okay, I'm sure you have all your information out there, but I'll put it on there as well.
Sure. Yeah, you're welcome to, Jennifer. But we started this off. What can we do as realtors to help veterans? Well, number one is get the knowledge, right? Number two is get involved. Get involved with the things that will help them with home ownership. Get them involved with things that'll help them with their financial security, um, and then with their health needs. Our local MLS on the 1st of every November, we hold what's called a Vet Connect. And we have VSOs, which are Veteran Service Organizations. That is a national certification for nonprofits like Pause for Heroes and things like that. And we bring them all together for the realtors to learn about so that we can give those that information to our clients. So get involved nationally, get involved. I mentioned VA Rep. If you don't, you can go to varep.net and look and see if there's a local chapter near you. Now, there in some cities there may not be any, but you know what? You can get involved. You can start one. Get together with some other realtors, some of your lenders. We have a home inspector that is on our board. I serve as our San Antonio education director. It's my 3rd year serving on the board, and you can get involved nationally. You can get involved locally. The state of Texas has what's called TexVet. They have a Texas Land Board which offers housing, land, and loans to veterans or active duty. So your state may have something that you can get involved in. And then, of course, locally with your MLS or any of those other organizations that you can provide that service.
Wow. So there's a lot of things that you could do, but education, I think, is probably an easy one that everybody should do, because then you could provide it not only to the veterans, but you could provide it to the agent on the other side, like you were talking about, to get these contracts passed through, because the VA loans are amazing loans.
Yeah.
Such
Yeah.
a benefit to the veterans.
My broker, by the way, is my team leader from the military. So I've known him for over 30 years. Amazing relationship. And one of the things that he always told me is be the better realtor, right? There's enough business out there for everybody. Be the better realtor.
I love it.
So,
It's so true.
yeah, get out there and serve.
That's exactly right. And thank you, Fred. Thank you for being on here tonight. And thank you for everything that you've done. I mean, your life, literally.
Yes, it's my honor.
Well, it's hard not to get it's definitely hard for you not to get emotional, but it's hard in general not to get emotional, especially today. I mean, it's such a
I'm wearing my 9/11 shirt.
it's a a big event, and thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And
You.
go ahead and put my number out there, my contact information. If
I'll
you
put
guys
your name, number. I'll put everything that you sent me. I'll put the link onto the Vet Cares. I will put everything posted onto this live broadcast. Absolutely. So anybody, you can find it. If you can't find it, Facebook me, Facebook Fred. But I will have the links. It'll be on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on I think there's like 3 different Facebook accounts, LinkedIn and YouTube.
Yeah, I'm honored to help.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Fred. And thank you for your time. Thank you for your duty. And thank you for your life.
Yeah. Blessings to you.
Thank you. And I'm going to go sign up, because I have a solid 20 pounds to lose, and I need the motivation to get up there and do it. And I've got 2 weeks left, and my challenge is to do 22 miles in 2 weeks, which
That's easy. That's an easy day. You can walk that.
And I plan on it.
Yep.
I'm excited to help.
All right. Well, thank you, Jennifer.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Fred, I look forward to seeing you. I think we've got a conference together next month, so I can't wait to give you a hug and to thank you in person.
All right. That sounds good. Looking forward to that hug.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon, Fred. Thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.